everybody? SonGoshuaku here, and we are here to discuss the Fastlane pay-per-view 2018. Joining me is my guest, the themann0001.
And hello, friends.
And we have, making his debut here, that's your cue.
Oh, hey everybody, my name is SMP. I'm also in Twitter known as SMP Freak and Instagram SMP Raw. And I'm a special guest here. I just want to come up here and just talk about, the following match.
Awesome. We appreciate you having you here, man. And that was our first botch because, as everybody knows, we're live. In wrestling, that's usually called the mistiming. You're like, who is that?
Basically, the blooper.
Hey, who forgot their cue at the end of WrestleMania? Was it like one of those early WrestleManias, like WrestleMania 8? I think it was.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania 8.
Yeah, was it? Was
WrestleMania 8? It was WrestleMania 8. Hogan versus Sid. Papa Shango mixed his cue.
That's exactly what we
don't blame me because you introduced the man over here, and I'm just sitting here. I thought I was gonna get an introduction. So
see, here's the thing. I forgot how to say because you're new on the show. I forgot how to say your initials. I'm like, I don't want to botch. I'm gonna say, go ahead. SMP. See, I didn't want to be like SLP, PPIL, SL, making all these
PBS.
Another follow up. But hey, let's not waste any more time. We start off with the Fastlane. Now, I'm going to be honest. I did not tune in to the kickoff show. Did anyone else here?
I saw a bit of the kickoff show. Of course, I saw like the interview.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure, obviously, if WWE didn't care to put it on the main show, you can't blame us for not watching. But
I saw a little bit of it. Like I saw like the interviews, of course, the previews of it. It was okay, you all.
Yeah, did we miss anything? That's the important thing. Did we miss anything?
Did we miss anything? Not really.
I caught a little bit of that kickoff show.
Of course, Fandango and Tyler Breeze won.
I caught a little bit of the end of the kickoff show. Let's see. Yeah, some guys WWE made us not care about wrestled, and then we saw some people talk, and they talked some more.
Booker T not beat up. You saw Booker T not beat up Corey Graves, so.
Yeah, and then
I wasted 4 hours at Starbucks for no good reason.
Yeah. And then we wasted some more precious time, and then we got to the show.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Well, thanks for letting us know. So basically, we have the first match kicked off with let me see, I'm looking right here through my notes. First match was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Rusev Day, the whole thing.
Happy Rusev Day, everyone.
Let's start off. Hey, let's start off with the build-up. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna feel me on this one. Rusev's merchandise is selling so much, and to the point where they have to put it on back order, and he's doing such a great job with him and Aiden English getting over that the best way to utilize Rusev after the Royal Rumble was keep him off of TV for several weeks and then finally bring him back on to do this random match with Nakamura. Is anyone just befuddled, puzzled by this idea? He's selling merchandise. He's one of your top merchandise sellers, and this is how you repay him. This,
well, it's like
you guys don't know this.
It's like this, man. Look, we're in the age now where it's like things sell, things get hot extra fast, especially since like the whole Zack Ryder build up, where like he basically used the internet to like gain his popularity, and then you have Rusev Day, and then you have like a good couple of months where it's like it's boring, so everybody wants something entertaining, and then you had Aiden English and Rusev together, and you had Aiden English with this whole Rusev Day complex, and him singing a song every time he comes out. Now it's kind of entertaining, it's kind of great. And now you have the mixed match challenge, where I guess if you want to bring anime to the thing, it's kind of like a non-canon type of feel to it. So
there is definitely a lot of would be a lot of continuity issues the way the Usos have been booked. And you're looking at what happened with Strowman.
And I guess Vince looks at it as like a throwaway project, like with Talking Smack. So you get to see some of these characters real personalities come out, and that where it adds to the Rusev Day thing, where it's kind of giving them a little bit more freedom in the character. So of course you're gonna see them like buy merchandise, you're gonna see them outsell because people like it, people invested it. They get to have fun with it, just like with Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement, or with Bootios. You get to have fun with these type of catchphrases and product placement. So of course it's gonna outsell it. Of course they're gonna get a big old pop.
Definitely, very true. Man0001, do you have anything to say about the I dare say lackluster thrown together random build-up this was before we get to the match?
Lackluster random. What build-up? There was no build-up, man, this match.
Exactly, but I'm thinking you probably feel
if the build up was ever there, it's about as strong as strong steakhouses from Three Little Pigs.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
But you know what though? I thought the beginning of this match, Nakamura always has a fantastic entrance with the crowd always yelling. I thought Aiden English was excellent here. Tremendous. Sound like he was rapping and singing. Did a tremendous job. Yeah. One of the biggest reasons why this whole Rusev Day is over. And in terms of the match itself, it was very cool to actually see the crowd was 50-50. Nakamura going to WrestleMania and Rusev getting cheered just as much as Nakamura. The crowd was definitely split down the middle. And I actually thought it was a pretty good match. Nice back and forth action. I've always loved Rusev. Not just the charisma that he has, he has basically Rusev, he's got it all. He's got a good look to him. He can wrestle really good in the ring. He has a personality. He's charismatic. You just have all these things that always work. And no matter how much the company might try to downplay him at times, he always finds a way to knock it out of the park and keep our attention to say, hey, he's here. He's a real player in this deal. So I thought the match was good. I liked the ending too, with Nakamura doing the Kinsasha to the back of the neck and then front on the chin and knocking it out. I thought it was a pretty good fun opener. So, not much of a build up, but the match was fun. What did you think? The Man0001, let's start with you, and then we'll go right over to SMP.
My thoughts about the match is this. I thought it was a pretty good match. It's about 3 stars out of 5 if we're doing a star rating system. I'm not gonna go full Meltzer and be like, it's 10 stars. No, it's 3. It's a 3 out of 5 star.
Go ahead, give it that Vegeta 9 rating. It's over 8,000 stars.
Yeah. It was the match was, a good 7 out of 10. Good 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5 type match. That's what that's where I rank it, because I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, yeah. But yeah, it was a good match from bell to bell. Pretty decent, pretty solid. I'm not gonna sit up there and say it was, with the caliber of competitors here that you have in the match, I think it could have been better. I think both of them could have worked a much better style match, but it is what it is. WWE wants what they want, and that's just what it is.
Very true. And before we move on to the next match, SMP, do you have anything you like to add about this match?
Yeah, I feel like that it was like a 7.7 because it was good because these are good workers. Rusev showed that he improved a lot better since his run on NXT and his debut in WWE. He showed that he improved. And of course, like the fans backed them because Shinsuke is also a great worker. But we all know that Shinsuke was gonna win because he's headlining. Well, he's not headlining, but he's up for a championship match at WrestleMania. So they're not gonna put one of their top guys. So of course, this was just a warm-up match because they got to fill in extra time for this pay-per-view. But I say that it was pretty good. It was a pretty good match. They both did their thing. It was pretty good with like Aiden English, how he introduced it. He kind of blended his singing with rap, kind of like trying trying to like show that he's playing off the storyline of, oh, like Shinsuke messed up his singing voice a little bit. So you know how it is, you know, you can't really be singing too much in that category, but he also showed like his chops, just like what Elias did in Raw, when he said, oh, I could play guitar, I could play piano, I could play drums. So I kind of liked that whole intro, and I also liked how it set off where it's like, oh, well, maybe Rusev could get a pin. No. Shinsuke's getting the pin. So it was just a good match. They worked decently, but I have to give it a 7.7 because one, it was thrown together, and two, the only reason why everybody was into it was because they liked the characters. So it had nothing to do with the story. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, they did mention that on commentary that that Aiden English, his throat was supposed to be crushed. But we'll move on here to the next match. It's gonna be interesting to see what you fellas thought about this one. So we had Bobby Roode defending the United States Championship against Randy Orton. Pretty much the story of the match is that Randy Orton has, out of all the championships he's won, he's never had the chance to win the United States title. I think a lot of you who watched back in the Ruthless Aggression era remember the second best out of seven series, where it was Booker T versus Chris Benoit, and I believe it was Booker T. We're going to go here.
Bad word.
Okay.
Said a bad word.
Well, let me say, regardless of unfortunately what happened in the situation, we're just mentioning the individual.
What series?
Chris Benoit, for the purposes of historic reasons, because in that series,
I don't know about what you speak of.
Booker T had Randy Orton basically fill in the role against Chris Benoit, or the man who shall not be named, by the man 0001, and that's essentially where you could say Randy Orton won his United States title, but of course he had to give it to Booker T because that's who he's facing for. So all this time now, we finally got this moment. I thought, this is interesting because Bobby Roode was always a big fan. I mean, a big superstar, or one of the biggest stars they had in TNA wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Global Force, whatever they're calling themselves now. And he basically coming over. A wrestling company, basically comes over to WWE here. So we get kind of a big match here between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. Both these guys work a pretty methodical style. So I was kind of interested to wonder if is this going to be a good match, or is it going to kind of be slow? And for what it was, it did get slow pretty much, I think, in kind of the middle portion. The crowd really wasn't making a lot of noise, but for what it's worth, both guys went out there. They put on I thought a pretty good match, especially towards the end. The superplex that Randy Orton did was definitely awesome as always. I don't know if you guys noticed this too. It felt like a lot of times, I don't know what's going on with Kevin Dunn or in his crew there in the production truck, but when they would pause, or like when they would try to show something in slow motion, it felt like it paused. I think even Brian had asked for them to show another replay, and they just showed us a replay of a still image. I don't know what the heck was going on there. But of course, Bobby Roode jumps off the top rope, and this finish literally came out of nowhere as Randy Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere, gets the pin, and wins his first United States Championship match. And then Jinder Mahal comes out and basically attacks Randy Orton, and Bobby Roode comes out, basically does the glorious DDT bomb to Jinder and then to Orton. I was hoping he would get on the mic and say he's immediately cashing in his rematch at WrestleMania, but I guess you're going to take your time to build up to that. I felt like this is more of a match that maybe should have happened at WrestleMania given the star power here, but looks like they're going to go in the route of doing the triple threat match. But overall, I thought, like I said, parts of the match was pretty slow, but I thought it really picked up towards the end, and I kind of liked the beginning of the match. I'm fine with Randy Orton winning the United States Championship because it's another accolade, you know. It's cool to see that he's gonna have that to his resume, so I'm pretty cool with it. I'm guessing that Bobby Roode's probably going to get it back and everything at WrestleMania. Who knows? We'll see. So that's everything I've got to say about this. We'll start now with SMP. What was your thoughts on the match? And did you notice that too in the show with the replays, like these awkward pauses?
Well, first, yeah. Well, first, I gotta say that if you don't hear from SonGoshuaku, it's because a bunch of WWE executives have took him away in a black truck because he dropped a lot of unnamed bombs that shouldn't be in there. But back to the match in hand. Now, as for the full match, it was pretty good. It was good because, you know, Randy Orton is a great competitor and athlete. He even acknowledged Bobby Roode and his freaking accomplishments with the company that cannot be named. And I got to say that it was okay. Now, as for him winning, I kind of didn't like it because he's a vet. And I think that Bobby Roode needs the title more than he does at this point. And it's like, it's just another, like, head on a collection plate to him. Now, and the storyline that they're going off of, see, this is what I had a problem with, because they're doing the same thing with WWE. I mean, with Raw. They're putting the mid-card titles in a Smosh three-way match. I'm starting not to like triple threat matches because anybody could win them. You don't even have to pin the champion. You could beat the person outside in there. So you're not really beating the champion. You're just beating the guy that happens to be in the same position as you are at the moment. So we have this storyline building up where it's going to be Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode. So now, not only that Bobby Roode has to fight to get his title back from Randy, but now he has to deal with Jinder Mahal, a guy who was a bit stale when he was the champion, because after the India run, you don't know what to do with him. And now trying to get into the picture, and it's like we're still trying to see how like strong he could be. And basically behind Bobby Roode because of his whole like theatrics thing and the mixed match challenges, and we already know how good he can be. So it's kind of just like a Smosh, because we all know that Bobby Roode is gonna win because you already got the vet. He can say now he's a Grand Slam champion because he got the WWE title, he had the World Heavyweight title, he had the Intercontinental title, the tag title. Now he has the US title. He really doesn't need to prove anything. He could basically have a good old match, have vacation day, and go like enjoy his time with his new wife. So yeah, that's basically how I feel. It's kind of like it's good. It's a good match, but I kind of don't like the storyline. Along with the Intercontinental title with Miz versus Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, it's like everybody just wants to see Seth Rollins and Finn Balor because, you know, just because what's his name again? Jason Jordan somehow got injured or something, so he put on the side. So now you put Seth Rollins in the match, and everybody's into Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. They're not even really going to care about Miz, with the exception for his personality. And it's like you're not really going to face the champ. You could either beat Seth Rollins could either beat Finn Balor, or Finn Balor could beat Seth Rollins. It's kind of like a small match. You could have just had Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
I got you. Yeah. I think the thing is they just want to make sure they get everybody on the card as much as possible. And I do feel you on that part.
Unless you're Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah, well gosh. But you know what?
You get everybody keep it focused on the. But you're not being creative with it though.
Right, but keeping focused on the pay per view, I do see your point of view from that standpoint that basically, you know, this takes the title away from from Bobby Roode, who is the newer star. I feel like if this was the world title, I'd probably be a lot more upset. But they flip flop the mid card title so much, I feel like he's just probably going to get the title back.
Like about it, because they
but I totally agree though. Yeah, it hurts the prestige of the title.
Yeah, you making it like. But you always make it that the U.S. title is just a throwaway sideline title, but it could be prestigious too. It should be prestigious too, because a lot of other people had carried it.
Right, I totally agree.
And a lot of people who hold it are now like the top guys, so it should be just as prestigious as the Intercontinental title. But you throw it along where it's like, okay, you got this mid-card title. You got the second mid-card title, so either we're gonna have it as a smash match, or we're gonna have it where this champion is gonna have like months and months of rivalry before we actually get a title match against the person. And it's crazy when they do that.
I agree, definitely.
And this is SmackDown's mid-card title, so it should just be just as prestigious as the world title. Because after you get the mid-card title, you should be up for the world title. But if you have it where, okay, anybody could win it now, I could just put in a freaking 3-way, 4-way, 6-way. You're losing the prestige because now you're losing the shine of the champion because you got all these other characters. It should be one-on-one. I want to see more one-on-one matches with these champions.
I don't blame you for feeling that. To add on to your point too, I know I once told the man0001 that I wasn't a fan when they have someone win the world title first, kind of like AJ and Seth Rollins, and then they go back and they go down to win the mid-card titles. I long for the days when someone wins. That's why I was so happy when Baron Corbin won the U.S. title, because because if he does become a world champion eventually, it's nice to see he worked his way up to the top. But before we move on to the next match, did you have any last statements you want to add to this match between Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, man0001?
Yeah, my thoughts on the match are this. You know, I thought it was a pretty okay match, pretty solid match. But at the same time, this match felt really slow. You know, everything just felt really slow down.
A lot of matches felt really slow in this pay-per-view.
It's the styles that Bobby and Randy Orton wrestle. But go on.
Yeah, this match felt really slow. You know what I mean? It was really methodical. You know what I mean? And it was good at multiple points, but you know, at the same time, it's just like, you know, I want to see it get done. I want to see it get over with. You know, but you know, watching this match, it really just made me feel like, man, do I really want to watch this one? And like I said, it was a pretty solid match, but I'm just like, you know, let's get it over with, you know. And the RKO was pretty decent, but I could see it coming from a mile away. It was just like, yeah, jumping off the ropes against Randy Orton is never a good idea. I mean, come on now. You know what I mean? This is
snake in the grass.
This right here is snake in the grass there, fella. But yeah, you know, we gotta, we you know, but at the same time, I see this, and it's just, you know, this is the second NWA TNA World Champ. He's RKO'd off the top rope to win a championship.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Christian was number one, and now Bobby Roode's number two. So it's the second time he's done this to a TNA NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
This is why I always bring the man0001 on here, because he is the historian.
So it's just like...
I didn't see that before, but now I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, yeah, come on now.
But you know, hopefully it's gonna be like Impact or WWE. It's always gonna be WWE.
Yeah.
And now if you don't see the three of us, you know that we got kidnapped because we're dropping a whole bunch of unspoken words.
No-nos. What was your last point you wanted to say, man0001?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, but you know, hopefully Bobby Roode wins the match and wins the championship back at WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping forward to. And if not, or at least he's got bigger plans to go later on. We'll see.
Let me say this.
Yeah, and one last thing, before I go, come on, WWE, stop showing people looking at the TV from a sideways view.
Oh yes, man.
Who the fuck looks at TV like that? Come on now.
Exactly.
Come on now. I'm gonna stand.
They were
I'm gonna
doing a
stand
good
there.
job too. They had Baron Corbin actually. Is it so hard to position? Just position the camera behind the TV if you want the front view, or do a back view of them watching.
The production truck is was really messing up.
Man, just sit them motherfuckers in a chair or on a couch somewhere and just had them watch the TV and just had them watch the TV. And just show them watching the TV from a back shot.
A neck crap waiting to happen much, right?
Coming from a calm broadcast major, when you're doing live shows, it is like very freaking stressful behind the scenes. But yeah, act like that you've been doing this for a good decade. Come on.
Come on now.
I agree.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Let's keep things moving though to the next match. One that was, I guess, one of the reasons why you had fans online calling this filler lane. We had Becky Lynch and Naomi teaming up to take on Natalya and Carmella in a match that was built up. Basically, once again, this past Tuesday, just thrown together, kind of like, hey, I don't like that you don't have any friends. Show me another friend that you have other than a cat, and hey, I don't like you. Let's team up, and that's pretty much the match. I'm a fan of all four of these women, particularly Naomi, Natalya. Fan of Becky Lynch and Carmella. I think is coming up along very well. This match was filler. What else can be said? But I thought all four women, of course, they work hard. They go out there and they do their best to put on the good match. The highlight of the match to me was Naomi, I believe, getting pulled by her ponytail, and I think it resulted in her slapping Carmella. And then Carmella slapped Naomi back and dragged her on the apron and just started pounding the crap out of her back with her forearms, like boom, 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 boom.
Go, girl.
Yeah, to me, that was probably the highlight of the match. And of course, I believe it ended with Becky taking a super kick.
He's always the Becky's,
basically took a super kick and lost. And hey, at least Carmella gets to win. She is the Miss Money in the Bank, and with the rumors going around that she is apparently okay with losing to Asuka, which we'll get to a little bit later on. I guess give her the much win, which I kind of actually hope that doesn't happen. I would like to see her actually go on and win the Money in the Bank, but that's for a different time. But yeah, it was. If that's my highlight of the match, I should probably tell you everything I had. I'll let you know. And I say that in all due respect to these four competitors in the ring. They are all really tremendous athletes. But yeah, the man 0001. Your thoughts on this match? Oh, he just repeated what he did halfway into the Elimination Chamber.
Man. What was this match for?
I don't know.
I mean, this match was just there, just to be there.
They wanted to give the women, all four of these women, something to do.
I mean, you have four talented women in there, and this is the best way you can utilize them.
If you're gonna go this route, actually, why don't you build up to some story? Like, I think. Oh my gosh, we'll get more to the build up.
You should, instead of making this a fucking tag match, just say, hey, first and foremost, they should have had Asuka announce her opponent for WrestleMania by this point. That's number one. Number two, they should have had this be, a number one contenders match for, the winner getting the championship match after WrestleMania. Somewhere down the road, give this some consequence or repercussion,
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Make it feel, like, hey, make it feel as if this right here has some meaning or consequence of it, That's what they should have done. Instead, you throw them together in a tag match where it's like, you have no friends. I have no friends. You have no friends. We all don't have any friends. I guess we're all lonely, We're all lonely. I'm alone. You're alone. We're alone. We're all alone. And
I just gotta figure Kale doing this thing when he's like, he's dude. We're all.
I know that's what I was cutting at. That's where it came from. And I'm just like, come on now, really. I mean, they're all talented women. The match was, yeah, it was there. You know what I mean? It harkens back to the good old days when people got up to go get food or use the facilities.
I thought we were past that when it comes to the women's matches now. Oh man,
good old days when you go get your nachos and stuff.
Hey, before we move on, SMP, any of your 2 cents you like to give on this match?
So it was Naomi, Becky, Carmella.
He's having a hard time remembering who the competitor was.
Naomi.
That's what tells you about how good this storyline was built up.
Okay, so I wonder.
Epic fail.
Do Jay-Z and Beyonce look at like WWE? And if they do, when Becky loses, do Beyonce somehow smiles?
Damn.
Okay, so it's Carmella and Natalia versus Naomi and Becky. Carmella's single now? Is Carmella single now?
Yes.
She looks pretty good. I say Big E should get at that. Okay.
Damn.
So I saw them do that, like what Big E.
She gonna feel the power for sure.
Okay. I saw them do that one more chance thing, which was kind of cringy. I mean, it's like this. I hope that they do something like with Carmella and stuff. Like this, here's the thing, and probably say this like when it comes to like the Divas match, but I'm thinking this: what happens if in like WrestleMania, which would be like the best like screw you thing, and if it does happen, I wouldn't be too mad. I would kind of clap at it if Carmella somehow sideways beats freaking Asuka, hits Asuka with the briefcase, cashes it in, and win the WWE title. How much of a swerve would that be? It would give her heat, and it would also piss a lot of people off because it cost her undefeated streak.
I would hate that.
Exactly.
It would be a lot of heat, but
Exactly.
you built this up.
should
I'm
hate
pretty
it.
sure you want to see a clean win. I mean, like, what, this streak is bigger than Goldberg now, and Goldberg lost, and I'm pretty sure the man 0001 could appreciate that. he lost, whether it was clean or not. He didn't lose clean. I think people would rather see Asuka get a clean loss. She's come this far, like, I think her streak deserves that much respect.
You know what? You know what makes a good villain? To kill little kids' dreams. Kill the dream.
Like Anakin in Star Wars Episode 3.
Good.
We've seen that meme.
Exactly.
Yep. Like,
Exactly. Do it.
I wouldn't like it, but yes, indeed, it would be a tremendous heat magnet. That's for sure.
I want
and it would definitely establish Carmella as a huge heel.
It'll be a top heel.
That was a boring match. Doing boring things. Freaking cause some chaos. I want to see some chaos now.
Hey, let's see. If that happens, if one last thing, if Carmella cashes in on Asuka and beats Asuka, Roman Reigns should go up to Carmella and give her a nice pat on the back and say, "Tag, you're it."
It could be like the Juice movie, the end scene in the Juice where he's like, "You got the juice now."
Now. Gentlemen, let's move on to the Usos defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against the New Day, who was actually in our neck of the woods, and it totally went over my head. A lot of our friends actually did get to meet them recently, so much props to them. They were at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, which is basically not too far away. It's pretty much almost a walk away.
Give them a shout out, man.
Chicago and everything. Yeah, a lot of our friends actually from the Too Sweet Cosplay, Steve-O actually was going to try and be on this podcast with us, but he wasn't going to be available. But him and along with a lot of friends did get to meet the New Day, so much props to them on that. But yeah, New Day's had a busy week for sure. So basically, here's my thing about this match when I heard it was happening. We know they put on great matches, and they had a tremendous series of matches in 2017. And that Hell in a Cell match was excellent. It was the perfect blow off. And now they're just doing another match again. I would have loved if maybe Aiden English and Rusev would have gotten this spot, because I'm like, what is the purpose of this match? I mean, like, they're going to go out there, have a good match. Yes, we know they're going to tear it up, but it's nothing that we already know. And the Usos should not be losing the titles. They should go into WrestleMania, their first WrestleMania match on the main card. But for the action that we got I would expect nothing less. Like I said, we know the New Day and the Usos tear it down every time they're in the ring, and the action was good. But the big true story of the match is the ending. The Bludgeon Brothers comes out, and Harper and Rowan just run roughshod. Is someone legitimately urinating while we're streaming? Wow, we're live.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
Are you gonna do that? This is awesome. This is there. You guys go. You hear background urination in the middle of a stream.
You know who it is. It's not me. You know who it is. Okay.
It was the same guy that went on the last halfway through the pay-per-view. Oh man, you can't play this. This is what happens when we're live, folks. Like Jim Ross said, anything could happen.
So should I bring my comments, or should Lawrence bring his comment? I mean, the man should bring his comments.
Hey, bro, let's continue on. Let's stay focused here.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I felt this was the best way to end this match because really, what else new was there left to do between the New Day and the Usos? I did like the promo heading up to the match. So I forgot to mention that. I thought they did some really good, strong promo work. But yeah, I really like the build up they've put with Rowan and Harper, and the seriousness that they bring when they come out. I like the music, the outfits, and everything, and the whole aura that they kind of have now. It's actually worked out. I thought it was kind of going to be like a thrown together thing. And they come out there and they just basically destroy the New Day and the Usos, and they finish off giving Xavier Woods a sick power bomb to the back of the steel steps. Almost like his head bounced off of it. And he was selling it too. He was shaking. Remind me of all the times you see Devon take a fall or a bump from a great height, and he's just shaking all around the ring. I think obviously this is a setup for what, and you might not like this, SMP, another triple threat match. But
I'll
here's
get
the
back
thing.
to that when it's my turn.
Right. But here's the thing though. The tag teams matches that we've seen the Usos have with the New Day and Harper and Rowan in the past were all pretty good. So if you're gonna put all three of these teams in like a what do they call those tag team turmoil or triple threat tag team tornado matches, this is gonna be really good for WrestleMania. So I actually am looking forward to this, and it's a good way to kind of give the New Day, because I don't think they have yet to have a really big WrestleMania moment in terms of a match. They lost to the League of Nations and at 32, and then they lost. I don't remember, what did they do at 31? You remember the Man 0001?
Oh, they were in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal.
Right. And then
they were in I think
on the pre-show.
Right, because that was the night before they turned heel. Yeah, and then at 33, they were they were just a host. So it's really cool. The New Day, unlike unfortunately, the Shield never got a true big time WrestleMania match. They were in a lot of squash matches, so we still never got that. So I think the New Day definitely deserves to be in a tag team match. So I'm looking forward to it. And I thought this is definitely the best way to handle the match, because just to have these guys go out there and
WrestleMania 29 wasn't much of a squash match. Their match against Orton, Sheamus, and Orton and Sheamus, and forget the other guy. Slipping my mind. Yeah, that match wasn't much of a squash match. It was pretty good.
Oh,
Or the
it was a
Sheamus
little
and
bit
Big
longer,
Show,
right? Right. Yeah, it was a little bit longer. But
Yeah, that
was a bit
big
decent.
giant epic match
But-
though, like they kind of had with Evolution and the Wise. We never got that type of match with the Shield at WrestleMania is what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like the direction they took this in. And let's start off with SMP. You have the floor.
Yeah, well, like the Usos said not too long ago, they went from all right to match of the night. Like the two of them, the New Day and the Usos are like a rivalry made in heaven. The fact that they're like the top guys in SmackDown, and hate to put up the political thing, but not only that they're the top guys, tag team guys, but they're the top tag team guys who are African American. Yeah, the Usos are black also. That is also like good. They're good talent, and if you put them together, you're always gonna get like great chemistry, and you're always gonna get great matches from that. What I liked also about it is that you put the Bludgeon Brothers into it because they teased it last time before like the big thing, and they have it this time, and that's also good because Harper and Rowan are good workers, and I think that Harper was a bit. Was it Harper? Yeah, Harper was a bit robbed because I kind of wanted to see a triple threat or to see some type of match between him and Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, but they decided on not pushing them, which is kind of good and bad because I guess they didn't want that type of heat. They didn't want that type of pressure be put on him right now. But putting him and Rowan back together and having them in this match is good because now they can make a statement. They could be like, hey, they are more than just the Usos and the New Day in SmackDown. We also like a dominant tag team, and we should get on there. And I think that should be good. Now, as for the other things, I think, and this is what Becky Lynch said also. I think that the talent in both sides of the business in WWE, Raw and SmackDown, I think that they should be highlighted more than just having the strap. So I hope that they do something else better with the tag teams. Whereas, like, if you're not going for the gold, you still got some type of storyline, and it should be just as important as the tag team championship. So I hope that more tag teams are highlighted for WrestleMania and also beyond. But as for right now, I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers should be on the title picture. I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers should be in the triple threat match. They should go through all of them like they did tonight, and I think that they should win or at least have another opportunity after the Mania to show that they're a dominant tag team force.
For sure, man. Well said. Excellently said. And then man 0001, before we move on to the next match, have any thoughts about this and the layout for where it's heading towards the future?
I just felt this match was another case of SmackDown versus Raw. WWE 2K booking. Wash, rinse, repeat. You're gonna see. When you're scrolling through the card, right? Then you watch and you're looking at before you get to your match, right? You see the same fucking matches every other show. And you're like, when these motherfuckers gonna stop fighting each other? Come on now. Let's move this shit along. That's what I got. That's the kind of feeling I got. And then And then the match happened, and I'm just like, yes, just as I predicted. The Bludgeon Brothers interfere, and we're gonna have that triple threat match. Bludgeon Brothers are gonna go to WrestleMania, gonna beat these two teams, and they're gonna win them tag team championship titles, and I'm gonna be happy for them. When I'm there, I'm gonna be cheering my ass off. So.
I don't think they've gotten. Yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers never. Did they get a tag team title? No, they haven't. Have they?
Nope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely be well deserved for them. So next match we have is Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ruby Riott. The build up to this is 2 months worth of build up, and I think me and the man 0001, we've talked about this outside of these reviews. the idea that they built this whole entire feud up just by having the Riot Squad debut in the same fashion as Absolution, and then basically just having them, it was just basically a storyline built off of basically switching like a game of switcheroo. Like, okay, we'll have Naomi take on Sarah Logan this week, and you'll have Charlotte and Becky in her corner, and the other Riot Squad members in her corner. Then the next week we'll have we'll have Charlotte go ahead and take on Liv Morgan, and the other two will be in her corner. Then the week after that we'll have Becky come along, and she'll take on Ruby, and we'll just like they built this whole thing up, and we finally got essentially like our first big promo between Charlotte and Ruby this past week. This past week on SmackDown, you hear a lot of fans online saying that this was lazy booking, and you know what? I gotta agree. There could have been so many more interesting things you could have done to make this much more interesting. But just to have these women go out there and just do matches and then just switch the next week, and it's like, come up with something interesting. But with that said in mind, I was looking forward to this match. Thought the match was decent. Pretty much, we got to see what it's like for Ruby to be in this big time main event. The big story playing out of the match is something they did. I actually thought was pretty cool because you rarely see it. And I'm always love when WWE does something that's new and at least gives a chance to do something new. And that's when you had Naomi and
Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Naomi and Becky Lynch should come out. And honestly, maybe this should have been the role that they could have done, since it would have been more consistent as a storyline. Like, yeah, if you're gonna go there with a tag team match, why not have Becky Lynch and Naomi take on Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan? But then again, not that we've seen enough of that already on SmackDown. But yeah, they actually get ejected from the ring when they're trying to help Charlotte. So I'm like, hey, you don't see this often. And then you have the heels taking advantage, but then the referee catches them and they get ejected. And it comes down to Charlotte and
I see that.
Ruby. And so we're able to see Charlotte and Ruby, what happens when it's finally one-on-one. And Charlotte, she gets the super kick and then puts Liv Morgan. See, I'm all over. That probably tells you how much I'm paying attention to this storyline. Puts Ruby Riott in the figure 8, and she taps out, hilariously taps out, by the way. Like, she had both hands going like, I give up, okay. And then from there, Asuka comes out, and she does, which Randy Orton mentioned on the Talking Smack show, she does the point to the side. Because that's very important. Everyone has to point to the side during WrestleMania.
Man, skip all this.
Dude, don't skip nothing. They've got to point to that sign because
skip all this kid. You ain't even let me finish. I said skip all this Kid Rock stuff. Instead of, it says skip all this Kid Rock stuff. They should just make the theme song for WrestleMania. I saw the sign from Ace of Base. That's what they should do.
Yeah, they're using the same song that they use. They use the same song they're using. But no, I was joking about the pointing sign, like, because I think it's funny that do they have them point at the sign because they feel us, the audience, won't have any idea of what they're referring to when it's WrestleMania season?
I feel like this, man. The last epic time someone pointed at the sign that was actually good.
My eyes, I saw the sign. Never gonna get. Yeah. Oh, y'all, please continue. Don't mind me.
Let me finish. I was gonna say Asuka.
I saw the sign.
Official.
I saw the sign. I saw the sign.
You gonna go ahead and give us all your singing, Man 0001?
Oh, don't mind me. You just you all keep going.
Well, everybody else can hear you. We'll let you go when it's your turn. But hey, Asuka basically points to the man. See, I'm all over the place here. She points to the WrestleMania sign and makes it official. Her versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. And yes, I am looking forward to this match. And I enjoyed Charlotte's promo on Talking Smack when she's talking about how she's witnessed Asuka go through everybody because she was sitting in ringside during a lot of her big matches. And now it's her moment. So definitely another really great highlight match I think we're gonna have for WrestleMania. With that said in mind, the man 0001, what is your thoughts on the match and the aftermath?
My thoughts on the match was this. The match was pretty solid, pretty decent. Everything going in there, with them trying to start the match off, getting their finishing moves, and it's a really good psychological move. Something that's deeply missed from professional wrestling nowadays, because both of these girls have been feuding for months now, and this right here is the blow off, and for them to try to finish it as quickly as possible, first chance they get, just so they can get out of there. Really gives you that big fight feel. It's kind of like when you watch a boxing match or MMA fight. You know what I mean? You see the two people try to get their opponent out of there as quick as possible. It makes it feel like it's an actual sports match. That's number one. Number two, it's just like having them come out there and interfere and stuff like that really takes away from the match. I really, if you're gonna have Charlotte go over, why have Riot Squad out there? Why have Naomi and Becky out there? Come on, just let them go straight up, scrap, and get it all over with. The fans kind of pretty much already know what's going to happen and who's going to be at WrestleMania or not. Just let this match go straight up, flat out, and just let it happen. You know what I mean? But other than that, it was a fine match. Definitely. It was a fine match nonetheless. If I was given ratings, this right here would be a 2.5 out of 5, or a 6. It'd be a 6 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's it was pretty fun for what it was. But we all knew what was going on. And my thoughts on the aftermath is this: you have Asuka coming out, and Asuka points at the sign, and Asuka becomes through this becomes an official member of the SmackDown roster, and she's gonna.
Not to cut you off, but I wish they would have put more attention towards that. They put a lot of attention to, yes, she is going to face Charlotte, but I wish Corey Graves on commentary would have put about how awesome it is that she's a part of the SmackDown roster now. So you saying that actually makes it feel like they didn't put too much emphasis on that, because now it kind of almost came off like, so does that mean she just gets to stay on Raw until it's time to come over for the main event? It's like, put a little bit more emphasis that not only are we going to have, Asuka be in the championship match at WrestleMania, but she's now a part of our brand, SmackDown. Then again, Corey Graves is supposed to be neutral, so I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Now she's officially a member of the SmackDown roster. She's going to challenge Charlotte. This right here is going to be one kick-ass match. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? See it in person live next
I can't wait to see it. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? It's like Christmas,
Yeah.
It's like Christmas, except I'm only going to get one lump of coal this time around. Two lumps of coal, since Michael Cole's going to be there.
And WrestleMania should feel like that Christmas time. SMP, do you have anything you'd like to say on this match before we move on to the main event?
So it was Charlotte versus the lead singer of Ruby and the Pussycats. Okay, so it was like this. I feel like that it was a decent match. It was pretty good. Ruby, I felt like that Ruby showed a little bit of what she could do. I feel like they should have shown more what she could do, but it's okay. As for like the whole sign pointing thing and Asuka thing, I'm going to say like this. The last badass moment for the sign thing was with Triple H and Undertaker when they both stared at the sign.
I agree.
It
That was the best sign point ever.
At the end of that,
no, that was a stare at the sign. They didn't even point at the sign. They stared at the sign.
It was that, and it was the first time that The Rock returned after decades of being out of the picture and doing Hollywood. Where his surprise return, he came back and he just stared at the sign and was like, "Yeah, I'm hosting WrestleMania." After that, I don't see any other person that actually did a cool pointing sign job like that, because now it's expected. Like, we all knew that Asuka was gonna be on there. Her being on SmackDown, I feel like was a last minute thing, because I feel like that the executives saw it. They was like, okay, we got Ronda Rousey on Raw now, because we don't want to put her on the freaking on the title picture just yet. We want to put her on Raw because she's the most viewed person, and we want to put her somewhere where she's going to get a lot of views, which is on Raw. Nobody's really feeling Asuka versus Bliss, because we all know that Bliss could be taken down by
Fire Road Dog.
Yeah.
We saw the match on Monday Night Raw too, where she beat him.
We all know that
she beat her quickly,
beating up. So it's like it's nothing. We don't want to see light work on WrestleMania. So, and we all know that, you know, whether it's rumors or not, that Sasha and Alexa aren't too fond of each other. Or we all know that, you know, that Nia and Alexa are friends, and the best friends are always the best rivals when it comes to WWE. So you got that in hand. But Asuka versus Charlotte, that's gonna be a good show, because Charlotte's no pushover, and Asuka's like your most badass female character right now. So yeah, of course they're gonna put her in there, because Charlotte right now, we don't have a match for her. You're holding off the 4 Horsemen UFC or WWE thing to later on, when they're both when all 4 of them are more established. When I say all 4 of them, I mean the UFC girls are more established, because they're all in WWE right now. Mm-hmm. So I feel like as the match goes, I feel like I said, Ruby is a good talent. Would I have the Pussycats in there helping her out? I only say Ruby and the Pussycats because you call them the Riot Squad, which is basically you just saying that all the attention is towards Ruby. At least in Absolution,
yeah, that's what they call them the Riot Squad.
At least Absolution, you had the 3 of them try to show like a little bit of their character, and now it's just the 2 of them. So you showing that the 2 of them got character with the Riot Squad. You basically saying, hey, no matter what, Ruby Riot is your freaking main focus. So with that being said, I feel like that Ruby did a pretty decent job. I felt like that her promos was pretty good, with her saying, hey, I faced people like you before. And I hope that they show more talent from her, because, you know, with her tapping out double hand, I felt like that was a little bit of an overkill, because you still want people to believe that this girl could still go out there and work with the best of them. When you're doing a double tap, that's basically like the heel move, but that's also like the weakness move.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just her way of tapping out, or if they told her to tap out.
Yeah. That's an overkill. That's like you saying, "Oh my God, this girl is better than me, and I can't beat her alone."
Right. Yeah, it's more honorable to do the one hand tap out as opposed to like a double tap out. It's like, you know, Vince McMahon is wrestling and the baby faces are finally about to get his win. You know, that's what it should be like. That's how we should see Stephanie tap out to Rock.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. And that's what I don't like either about like this Elias versus versus Braun thing. It's like, make the heels a threat. Make it like they have the face have their money worth. When you make it like, oh my God, the face could actually beat me up and the face could hurt me, now you're just like, now you're making it like this heel doesn't have any strength. You know, I want to see the heel more of a threat than the faces, and not always having to rely on not just relying on their backup singers or relying on like screw over stuff. I want to see them actually tough. You know, like Kurt Angle and Triple H. Great heels when they do it, because they're aggressive. They could beat people up. they could hurt people. That's what I want to see when it comes to heels. I want to see them hurt people, whether it's with weapons or them doing sleazy stuff. But I want them to. I don't want to see them be cowards so much. I want to see them like actually hurt people.
Agreed, man. Very well said. And we will move on to the main event here, six-pack challenge. Which they've made basically tornado style, because the first six-pack challenge I remember was the Unforgiven 1999 one where they would actually stand. It was like a tag team match and two people be in the ring, but now I think they realized that having just all six guys go at it was the better thing to do. But it's for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles defending against John Cena, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler.
You forgot this cameraman. The cameraman was there. I think the guy that was the janitor. He was gonna be there, but then he caught the flu. Let's see who else. I think the dude over there, the Mark, he was trying to be in it, but they couldn't fill in his paperwork. I think that he got caught with like some cops. Then he got caught, drinking cough syrup in the middle of the gym, so he couldn't do it. Well,
hey, we had a pretty action-heavy match here. So this thing starts off with everyone ridiculously running straight into John Cena, and they're still telling that story about John Cena, which we'll get to. I'll get to say my thoughts on that towards the end. But yeah, he just basically runs into John Cena. You got one guy running into John Cena's FU, now known as the AA, one after the other, and AJ tries to run towards it, but he stops, and they just milk Cena versus AJ for the longest time, and everybody just doing that, and eventually everybody gets back up, recovers, and they all jump John Cena, which gets a huge crowd pop from the crowd as always. And then basically you got pretty good action. Everybody's fighting all over the place. You get some really cool announce table spots where I think Cena is going to try and put Kevin Owens through the one of the announce tables with the AA, but AJ ends up getting in there. Owens gets away, and AJ ends up taking it. And you just got a lot of good back and forth action. One of the biggest stories plays out is with Owens and Zayn. So the moment of truth is Sami Zayn gonna finally go ahead and lay down for his best friend Kevin Owens, even though he blatantly seemed like he really wanted. I'm assuming, Kevin Owens is going to go down and Sami will roll him up. Well, of course, Kevin Owens doesn't buy it, and he goes ahead and tries to pick Sami up by the head, and Sami does a roll up, and then, they start going at it, and then they get into it with Shane McMahon, and what ends up happening is Owens tries to go for a super kick. Zayn gets out the way, and Owens strikes Shane McMahon. Now, Owens actually basically is about to get the pinfall, I think, on was he about to get the pinfall, I think, on Sami? Or I forget who he was, but Shane ends up pulling the referee out, costing Owens the match. And, we all saw that, hey, Owens did it by accident. And then Zayn is about to get the pinfall, I think, from there. And next thing you know, Shane pulls his leg out. And so he blatantly costs both them the world titles, basically, from there. And Owens ends up doing the pop-up power bomb. And I think he tries to he does the pop-up power bomb, and Shane ends up pulling the referee. That's after he pulled him out. I'm just trying to remember the match from here. It was what was it, like Corbin came in with the steel steps? Yeah, he came in with the steel steps, and Cena eventually gets the steel steps, and you have the commentators telling how Cena is the only one who has the power to match up with Baron Corbin, and Cena starts going to rough shot with everybody with the steel steps, and from there he hits Corbin with the attitude adjustment. Ziggler, I believe, interrupts the pinfall after that, and from there it is AJ Styles who gets back up and on the ring ropes and hits the phenomenal forearm to Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3, retains the championship, and now we have officially official. It is officially within the storyline. AJ Styles, which I'm pretty sure we all knew was coming and wanted to happen. AJ Styles will be defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura, and hopefully the match can live up to the match they had in New Japan at Wrestle Kingdom. But yeah, I know you're happy to see that and everything. I thought the match was pretty good. You had action. It was a good solid main event. You got a solid main event from there, and it delivered on the action that it needed to tell. And we get further whatever the heck they're doing with this storyline with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know if you guys heard the rumors that they're looking, after all these months of build-up for almost nearly half a year, going back to October 2017. The whole purpose of this storyline is just to put Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which is something historically we've seen WWE for the last several years always, kind of put on the pre-show where they don't do much with the winners of it, and it's kind of like, I don't know.
Son, you're gonna make me flip my laptop, man.
What the heck are they doing with this storyline? I don't know where it's going.
Dude, you almost made me on my laptop when you said that stuff. And then I would have to go. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to milk money out of me so I could go to Best Buy and get a refund for my computer, man.
We're not doing any advertising here and all this stuff for it. But I'm sorry to break the news to you, though. But yeah, it's his mind puzzling.
Yeah, I heard of like a rumor of that too, because I heard that they said they was trying to get like Shane and Daniel Bryan together to like face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but then somehow they said that Daniel Bryan doesn't want to freaking compete, which I don't know if that's true or not.
Like they probably won't let their doctors won't let him compete.
But now they're saying that it's him that don't want to compete.
And that was a lie.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know. And then the way they've built this whole storyline up, what they've done with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, just doing these vignettes where they're behind the scenes looking at the TV and saying, let's put them in that match. And hey, I'm gonna go home with my family. And they're like, okay, you can go. And like, what? I don't know what storylines, what they've been doing.
I honestly didn't believe that they're not gonna put like Daniel Bryan in a match because of the fact that we have yet to see him take a bump. And if we haven't seen him take a bump, we know that he's not gonna be in no match.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The minute that you see him take a bump, or even take like so much as a shove, then you know that they're probably gonna put him in a match. But since we haven't seen no push shoving, we haven't seen him take a bump, we haven't seen him do anything but talking, they're not putting him in nothing. Though, okay, he has a better chance wrestling against his daughter on the Belly Twins vlog channel than him be on the freaking match because of WWE and what they do.
Yeah, I don't know this whole storyline, the way they've been just SmackDown in general, I hear Road Dogg's the head writer, and hey,
I don't know what Road Dogg. I don't know what Road Dogg is he doing, but he better be glad that he's friends with Triple H.
I'm a fan of Road Dogg, the work as a professional wrestler, the performer. But if it's true that he's the head writer, man, when you compare SmackDown, not even back to the Attitude Era, not even back to Ruthless Aggression Era, not even back to like 10 years ago, but just based on a year and a half ago when SmackDown, first started the brand split, and you look at the quality of writing that had helped make SmackDown improve so much, and then you compare it to after they did the Superstar shakeup. What the heck happened? The quality of the writing is just not consistent. What we as viewers saw.
Like I said,
Road Dogg.
Like I said,
Road Dogg. Get him out of there.
Nepotism isn't dead, because if it wasn't for him being cool with so many people, I would freaking drop him for that stupid stuff. Now, as for like the match, let's get back to the match.
The match overall. Let me finish. I'll let you guys go. I'm overall. I thought the match was hard hitting, and it, like I said, it delivered on what it needed to do. And like as we could tell, I'm not sure where the heck they're going with the Shane McMahon and Sami Zayn storyline, but and whatever all that. But I guess at the end of the day, the purpose is this match got to what we needed to get to. One of my complaints is AJ Styles, I felt, should have pinned John Cena to make up for John Cena coming over and defeating the WWE champion. For him to pin Kevin Owens and not get that pin,
he should have pinned him and rubbed that shit in.
Like what does that say about your WWE champion that John Cena just can come over? Like it makes it come off like John Cena gets the pin over the WWE champion, so we can just say, hey, this is what it really is. And it's like, I felt like it just would have been fair to see AJ Styles return the favor, Cena return the favor back and get pinned. Instead, it's Kevin Owens and Cena just rolls off a frame out of the ring. And it's like, but at the end of the day, the match got to the point, which was AJ Styles to set up for AJ Styles to go into WrestleMania to defend that title against Shinsuke Nakamura. So with that said in mind, in terms of the match, what did you think about it at SMP?
Well, first I want to know why Cena's so mad. He gets to host the Kids' Choice Awards. He gets to summon the slime.
I've got something to say about John Cena, but and this story, I'll get to that after you guys are done. Though,
the whole match, I like the match. The match was pretty good, and the main thing that I'm glad about, because I was worried about, is I'm glad that they kept AJ Styles safe a little bit, because I seen that they gave them enough spots, and they let AJ Styles rest a bit so he could go and get that pin. Because as you've seen, a lot of the superstars got to shine. And I was worried because a 6-man match, that's a lot of work for a champion. I kind of wanted to see AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, because throughout the storyline, Sami Zayn had a lot of shine on there. He got to show like him showing aggressive side, show, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be a champion. And, I'm not going to let friendship or anything get one to do. And that's pretty good. But, of course, they didn't they didn't think that freaking Sami Zayn could, like, take on a whole bunch of matches. Wait, let me get my thoughts together. They didn't think that Sami Zayn could hold a match on his own, basically. They didn't think that he could hold it on his own. So
6.
So I'm kind of glad that, they still got it where, they made Sami Zayn strong. They made Kevin Owens strong. They kind of made a lot of people strong on that point, but they also kept AJ Styles safe. So I'm glad that they kept AJ Styles safe and they let him win. And they kept their main event for SmackDown as they should. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Definitely agree. The Man 0001, what was your thoughts on this main event?
Woo! AJ Styles is going to WrestleMania to face Shinsuke Nakamura. Gonna go be happy. That's my thoughts on this match. It's a filler match, but had some storylines in it. It ran pretty well. You got John Cena in the background looking mad. What kind of a bonus for me? You know what I mean? Him shoving the cameraman away.
Hey, I've got plenty to say about John Cena. Let's let him finish about the match. We can
shoving the camera away, shoving the cameraman away after the match is over with. This match right here was okay. It was pretty decent. You know what I mean? I kind of figured that either Owens or Zayn were gonna eat that pinfall, and so they did. They ate that pinfall like a couple of champs. So he did. Kevin Owens did, and Shane McMahon is gonna get in there, and I think that this match right here was about a 7 out of 10 type match. About 7 out of 10. 3.8 out of 5-star match. So it's one of those type of matches, and I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be Daniel Bryan's proxy for WrestleMania, and I think that they'll face Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler in a tag team match. SmackDown stuff. You know what I mean? In the spirit of good old fashioned general manager Theodore Long.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, holla, holla. Got to make sure everybody get on the card. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what they'll do.
Player.
Yeah, but I think that's what'll happen at WrestleMania is that there'll be a lot of tag team.
Hey, that definitely makes sense. Basically, I mean, what else can make sense at this point, right? With this storyline. And so I will conclude on this. We've had a lot of good fun talking with you gentlemen tonight. It's like appreciate you staying up almost here in the midnight hours, basically. But I think it's time that this stream takes a more serious tone. Let's just get serious here for a moment. Tragedy befell the end of this pay-per-view with AJ Styles getting his pin, and as a result, and the commentators, as they were telling us, it is official now that John Cena no longer has a path to WrestleMania. This means this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. I got to say,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The tragedy is that John Cena will not have a match at WrestleMania, and he's going to have to sit on the sidelines. He might have to sit next to you, honestly, the man 0001 at WrestleMania. He's gonna have to
I don't mind. I can control them all night long.
Right? He's gonna tell you, you can't see me, and you're gonna turn to him, well, I can't see you in that ring, so I'm glad.
You can't see me. Let's see. I'm gonna be like, yep. Nope, I'm gonna be like this. Could have been you.
Sad, it is sad, man.
Hey, we gotta pour out a 44-hour our fallen comrade, Mr. John Cena.
Mr. 0001, could I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, for a serious thing, it is sad. I was once a believer of John Cena, hashtag Cenafy, but it's kind of sad because this man worked so hard. Yeah. Oh, just a second, guys. Yeah, I'm talking right now. Yeah, so
someone trying to sabotage his moment.
Yeah, it's just sad because you would think that a guy that has all these movie deals, all these title ones, have a hot girlfriend to the point that they make a reality show out of it, hosting one of our childhood award shows and getting slimed, that would be enough. But it's not. R.I.P. John Cena's FaceTime. He's not going to be in WrestleMania. I mean, some people may think that this is like some build-up for something else, but we're not going to talk about that.
All right, man, let it all out.
WrestleMania is not going to be the same without John Cena. You're really not going to see him. Oh my gosh. I mean, what else is gonna freaking build us up? Who else is gonna entertain us besides Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, probably some like old veteran that's coming out of the Indies.
Charlotte.
Let's see, the cruiserweights. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna talk about the cruiserweights. Ronda Rousey,
Triple H.
We're not talking about them. They're not like John Cena. It's always John Cena. We need Nikki Bella to come forward into the ring after John Cena's match and say, "Hey, John Cena, I'm pregnant," because we still need that one shine. We need John Cena. We need another. We need
last year.
We need a Marine 6 with Miz, John Cena, and The Rock, and maybe Randy Orton and Van Diesel.
It's too late, man. The Miz stole his gig. Miz stole that from
We need that. But we don't have that no more. And you know who I blame? I don't blame John Cena. I don't blame the creators. I don't blame AJ Styles. I blame the WWE universe. Because you didn't think that they'll listen when you say that John Cena sucks. When you sing that John Cena sucks sign, that's hate speech. That's hate speech. Okay? That's horrible. My cat right now is freaking petrified because of the stuff that y'all said. I feel disgusted. When I learn of this day, I will look at this day just like when Donald Trump won as the worst day ever because John Cena didn't win. Okay, it's never enough.
Hey, I appreciate it, Steve, filling out.
No, you don't. You don't
and all that stuff. And no, I do. It's a tough road. It's going to be a tough road, but we must move on. WrestleMania must go on without John Cena. All right, I hope everybody had enough fun, but let's really get down to this. What a ridiculous storyline this whole thing was. Like, come on. Are we actually supposed to believe that John Cena's not going to have a match at WrestleMania, especially when he was injured for WrestleMania 32, and he still got an appearance at WrestleMania. He's been to 13 consecutive WrestleManias? My math might be a little bit off, but it's almost insulting to the audience to tell them that, hey, our biggest star that we've put everything into, he's not going to have a match at WrestleMania. Like, really?
I guess that, you're going to have to. I mean, who is he going to face? It's not like that you could bring back a dead man.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's been rumored that The Undertaker, then it was rumored Rey Mysterio, and I don't know. Maybe they'll give him Braun Strowman, which is... Oh, what I heard about that. Braun Strowman might not be getting a match at WrestleMania because he's his backup in case that evidence turns out to be true for Roman, which shows the company does acknowledge how big of a star and reaction Braun Strowman's getting. So it's disappointing to hear that.
You care about that?
It's disappointing.
I didn't know that they cared about that. But it's not like they. It's not like they didn't knew that he was going to choose the other woman over him. Y'all know that WWE was just a side piece for a UFC guy.
Wait, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
I'm saying that we all knew that Brock Lesnar would always choose UFC over WWE.
Oh, Brock Lesnar. No, I was talking about Roman. They're actually prepared if Brock Lesnar decides not to leave. But I heard he's interested in staying. But the thing about it is, overall, it's just been ridiculous for us not to believe that John Cena is not going to have a match at WrestleMania. I would have felt better if they made all of Cena's storylines for this year so far, being that he just really wants to get his 17th title reign, use WrestleMania as that platform to get it, or go into WrestleMania as a 17-time champion. That to me makes more sense than to just say blatantly out he's not going to have a match by having no path at WrestleMania at all. Like, come on. Man0001, any thoughts on this storyline they've put together with John Cena?
This right here is a dumb storyline. Come on now. We all know he's going to WrestleMania. He's going to be involved in some way or some form, some way, fashion, or form. He's not going to go there and not be a part of WrestleMania. You know what I mean? It's just like sitting up there and saying, yeah, Tom Brady's not going to play for the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Though.
Huh?
That could happen, though.
You know what I mean? While he's still active and healthy. So it's like, yeah, come on now.
All the way to the Super Bowl, and then that's the day he decides, you know what, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore.
No.
Wait, you telling me that John Cena is going to have a match? But
yeah,
I mean,
of course.
That means that, but that means that, that WWE isn't real, and that means that the fans didn't know this from the start.
Oh wow! Don't go there, Steve. Don't say that.
What you say, boy?
Huh? I didn't say nothing.
He's shocked.
I thought
he thought
so.
it was real.
Well, I thought so.
We don't got to get around that. You know, we wrestling fans get enough of that from people who don't understand the business as enough as it is.
I know. I was just joking, but yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but hey, it is what it is. But we've got our clear path going into WrestleMania. I am actually looking forward to the show. Even Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, it probably should be Braun Strowman.
It should be
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. They teared the house down at WrestleMania 31. And if Lesnar's willing to go out there and not do the 35-second match deal, it should definitely be one to remember with a clean finish this time. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Man0001, you will be there in person along with Two Sweets Cosplays Steve-O. You guys will basically be there with your significant others. So all four of you, definitely that should be like a double date of a wrestling fan couple dream come true. All four of you, hope you have a blast down there at New Orleans for WrestleMania 34. Howard, what are your final thoughts heading in, knowing you're going to go here live and see it now that you see what the card is officially confirmed to be?
Well, my final thoughts. It's another WrestleMania. It's my 19th one. Going to my 19th WrestleMania, it's going to be amazing as a fan and as a person who's just interested in professional wrestling in general. And, can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's going to be like Christmas, except I'm going to get just 2 lumps of coal, all of the presents I wanted, or some stuff I didn't know I wanted, or some stuff that intrigues and piques my interest. Can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to be there. It's just, it's not just the WrestleMania card itself. It's the whole atmosphere. It's it's the whole atmosphere. It's the whole experience, and it's the whole, being able to go there and interact with other fans. You don't get that chance to do so. It's like you see someone who you probably wouldn't talk to a million years, and you're like, what? You're a wrestling fan too? Oh man, it's amazing.
Not just that, just the fact that you're actually interacting with fans from all over the world. I remember that experience. Like when we go to, like, every person we talked to almost had like a different accent. So it's just so cool to see people from all over the world coming into this one location just for WrestleMania and the whole experience around it with all the wrestling events going on, man. Incredible. Yeah, it was definitely fun. If you guys ever get a chance, Jeff, you're a big WWE fan, big professional wrestling fan, you at least get one chance. If you at least get one chance, go to WrestleMania. It's definitely worth it. We went last year, 33, had a blast. Man0001's been to several of them. I'm sorry I cut you off. You had any little final last statements?
Yeah. As I was saying, it's the atmosphere, it's the experience. Even if you've already bought your tickets and the card looks like it's gonna suck, at least try to go. At least just suck it up, go there anyway, and be around fans. I mean, part of the fun of being a wrestling fan is like, yeah, everything's not gonna go your way, but you can still be critical of it, and you can still make your own fun. That's it's the definition of making fun of something. You can still go there and make fun of it. Because I'm gonna, if I see something there I don't like, I'm gonna go make fun of it. You know what I mean? People sit up there and they confuse it with bitching and complaining. Nah. One of the best things about being a wrestling fan or being a fan of something in general is when something's bad and it's terrible, you and your friends and all the other fellow wrestling fans all over the interwebs, can go make memes of it, videos of it, GIFs or GIFs, or whatever the hell you want to call it of it, and you all can enjoy poning the shit out of it and having fun doing that. Because, being a professional wrestling fan, if something goes bad, you can still make it into a good time. Somebody botches, it's still a good time. Somebody botches, and it's not a lethal botch, or somebody gets permanently injured type botch. You know what I mean? we can still poon the show. Somebody has a wardrobe malfunction, we can poon the show. If the match sucked, we can still poon the show and have fun with it. Or if the card was great, we can all embrace it, enjoy, and talk amongst each other like a fellowship and have fun. Just being able to discuss this and enjoying it. So it's like at the end of the day, we're all going to have fun regardless of it, and that's just the truth of the matter.
Well said. Well said. SMP, did you have any final thoughts you want to say as we now head into WrestleMania, knowing the card for the most part?
Well, like Lauren said, even if you don't agree with it, most things about these big. I mean, wait, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I have Alzheimer's, people. I meant like the man said.
Oh, okay.
It was like the man said. Basically, it's about having fun. You have fun with these things. Like these are like one of the big main shows and stuff. And we even was kicking it for the Royal Rumble, and we saw all types of people. And the thing about
you got to meet
stuff
X-Pac too. That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. I got like a lot of likes and stuff off of social media with that. The thing about like these shows like Royal Rumble, like Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and even outside like the wrestling world, like if you go to like conventions or rock band shows or whatever, you get to just let loose and just have fun. There's so many times where you got to be the most serious person in the room, where you got to be the coolest person in the room, where you got to be the most like.
Oh, hold on! I just hold on, not to cut you off. XB Ninja second channel. Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry, just now seeing your comment. Yo to you as well. Thank you for joining our stream. Please do say something in the chat if you are still with us. All right. With that said in mind, continue SMP.
Yes. So like I was saying, there's so many things in life where you have to be serious and when you have to be super cool or you got to be super nice and you got to be super mellow. It's nice to just let your guard down and just be yourself for one moment and enjoy something around people that enjoy it along with you. And it's all types of people, like the man said. It's all types of people. It's not just one type of people. It's all types of people, even people that never even seen it. Just them being there and just enjoying it with their loved ones. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I'm gonna try to enjoy it if I can, and if I don't enjoy it, then I'm always turn it off and stuff. I just do it for the fun. I don't do it for the profit off it. I don't do it because a whole bunch of people hear me, and I got all these backups. So of course they love to hate. I just enjoy it, and I think that's what a lot of people gotta do. They gotta enjoy it, and if they don't enjoy it, then you could change the channel and watch something else.
Yeah, man, very well said as well. X-Beat Ninja, I know that you are indeed Reggie, but I didn't know if you wanted me to expose your real name. But since you went public with it,
about real names.
Yeah, Reggie, our very own high school buddy Reggie is here. So thanks for joining us. You came towards the end of the stream, but we appreciate it. And everything. Hope you enjoyed the show, or perhaps you're just listening to us to get caught up on the show, which is really good, sort of like if you didn't want to watch the show, we tell you about it and everything. But yeah, I think you guys made some really good points. So yeah, we are here at the end of the stream. So this is the point where I'll go ahead and let everyone plug. The man 0001. Do you have anything that you wanted to plug?
No, I'm good to go. Just remember everyone with some love, care, and respect, and treat everyone that you want to be treated, and enjoy yourselves.
Well said. SMP, before we log the stream out, did you have anything you wanted to say? Anything you wanted to plug? I mean, did you want to plug any of your social media?
Plug? Well, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram on SMP Freak on Twitter and SMP Raw on Instagram. If you want to, if you're a musician, definitely follow me on Instagram. And what else should I plug? Have anybody tried that Szechuan sauce from McDonald's? You know,
I said no advertisements on this show.
That is plug. You said plug. You said plug.
I said it for you. You're plugging big time.
Okay, well, I'll plug something. Well, if you want to send money, I say all you gotta do is DM me, and we could set up a plan for you to send money to the Make SMP Not Broke benefit. No,
SMP, are you e-begging?
I'm not e-begging. I'm giving another freaking charitable profit to the Mixed Match organization. The Mixed Match challenges. So whoever wins, you gotta send twice as much of that money to my charity as well as theirs.
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, before I go ahead and end with mines, man, I see a good friend of mine's. It's been a while. What up, JJ Bloodbath? Boy, man, we gotta catch up. Yeah, it's an old friend of mine's back, PS3 days when I used to play games a lot. Oh, man, yeah. I'll have to catch up with you separately, so I'll go ahead and PM you and everything. We get caught up with wrestling. But, hey, man, thanks for checking out the stream. It's good to see you here. And thank you as well, Reggie, for coming on the stream. Would have been fun if you guys could have all been here and everything. I don't know what's going on with Lauren. Who's this? The man 0001, the type of language he's speaking here. I don't know. It's all over the place. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. For anybody else who had tuned in during the stream and you stayed with us all this long, thanks. We appreciate it. We definitely will be back for WrestleMania, and I will end with my plugs. Of course, you guys make sure to subscribe. Hear me, SonGoshuaku, right here on YouTube, is followed up by hitting that bell for the notification. If you are a fan of anime or manga, I have Dragon Ball Super reviews currently up, as well as more WWE reviews. And of course, I've been working on a short film called Battle Deception that is highly inspired from mostly shonen manga anime. So if you're into that, it definitely will be coming there. I actually just finished a 12-hour ADR session the other day, so I definitely got tons of videos up about Battle Deception. Hopefully that is coming out much sooner than later. So definitely make sure to also follow me on Twitter at SonGoshuaku. Facebook, make sure to like my page there, and as well as follow me on Instagram. With that said, guys, may you all take care, and we'll see you later. Peace!
All right, that was pretty good.